Hey, Shalom. I'm going to start off by giving all praises unto Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahushai, by Hashem, Rakha, Quadash. I want to say Yahweh Hashem, Yahushai, by Hashem, Rakha, Yahweh Hashem, Yahushai, Barakatah. We'll read this real quick. It's more of in transit. Second Timothy chapter 3, verse 13. It says, "But evil men and seducers shall wax worse and worse, deceiving and being deceived. But continue thou in the things which thou hast learned and been assured of, knowing of whom thou hast learned them." And that from a child thou hast known the holy scriptures, which are able to make thee wise unto salvation through faith, which is in Yahushua Mashiach. And so once I start, so we're gonna go over this, discussing the John the Baptist situation. Brothers went over it. I really was kind of standoffish about talking about it because it felt like it's bringing an entity. But the gospel, we must be here to defend the gospel. That's what men of the Lord are here for. And we can't be subjective about what to defend. Because even though to me this is a plain understanding and I understand what it can lead to, it's still I still have to, for me in particular, I still have to consider the younger brothers that are coming in this thing, that are learning, that may come across that and it may jeopardize or waver their spirit. So with that being said, man, it's like at the end of the day, I read that scripture of continuing in things thou which has learned, because these guys that are saying things like that, like Paul, and I said it a while back, it's not gonna do nothing but open up a Pandora's box to people questioning, men in the Lord. Because at first Paul was going off. That came from one group, and now another group is saying that John wasn't in the truth, which when in actuality, just because John wasn't in Yahushua's camp, so to speak, doesn't mean he's not in the truth. That shows the mindset of ISUPK, because ISUPK, which came out with that doctrine, tends to push that if you're not under General Yohana, then you're pretty much not in the gospel. Right? So they're being subjective with their head is so far up their hind part that it's starting to translate into the scriptures, man. And Jake always trying to come up with a new revelation and make it seem like they're deep. It's a hell of a coincidence, that they came up with this. But at the end of the day, John the Baptist was a man of the Lord. John the Baptist was a servant of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, because as John the Baptist said, I am set to, basically he was set to baptize, but it says, I baptize with water, but the one that come before me, whose shoe latches I'm not worthy to unloose, you know what I'm saying, baptize you with the word and with fire, which is just the gospel. So, and then you had the correlation with John the Baptist and Yahushua when they were in the bellies, that John the Baptist jumped in the belly. And then you had another situation when Yahushua himself, when they was questioning Yahushua, and he rebutted them saying, did John the Baptist baptize of himself, or did he baptize in the name of the Lord? And he couldn't answer, because they knew that John the Baptist was a man of the Lord. It's just the narcissistic disinformation of these camps, to put it in plain, General Yohana just wants to be the man. Whether he's sold out and putting out information to throw off Yasha Allah, but he clearly wants to be the man within the camps that are remaining, which shows that we're in the house of David, really a part of the situation in the house of David. Once Solomon or you can say Solomon, and after Solomon, when that happened, it was a jousting of position, man. So when the one situation happened, it seems like Yohanan felt like he had the right to be, the head honcho. You know what I'm saying? Which is not true. It just goes off the spirit who the Lord ordains. And it's not like a lightning strike or knighting or anything like that. It just happened through the spirit that the Lord ordained the apostles of GMS, man. And you could tell, okay? But at the end of the day, this information is not conducive towards the gospel. This is the main problem I have, is like, theoretically, what they're saying is, in reality, what they're saying is not true. Okay, that is not what the scriptures say. But in theory, let's say what they say is true. What does that have to do with salvation? You know what I'm saying? How is that going to get the children of Israel to wake up and come towards the truth? Okay, what it really does is make you question why the book of John is in the Bible. Same as when you say Paul was going off, makes you question why that book is in or any book that he's written. What else it is off. So it goes back to what 2nd Ezra, the 15th chapter, says, don't be dismayed at the incredulities that trouble you. So then there you got the niggas within the gospel, wolves among sheep, that wouldn't do anything to defend the children of Israel. Because just like that situation that happened, I forgot with the stabbings. Yohanan got on there and straightway defended himself. He wasn't worried about Israel. He was worried about his establishment, his soapbox. So he wasn't willing to do it for the cause of Yasha Allah in the representation of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. He was willing to defend his establishment, and this doctrine that they're coming out with is not nowhere near in conjunction with the will of the Most High. All right, we're supposed to be prophesying the downfall of Babylon. We're supposed to be fighting and striving for truth unto death, not question whether John the Baptist was in the gospel or not. It's clear cut that he is. Okay, why would the Lord allow him to be Elijah, or not allow him, or really allow him to be Elijah if he's not in the truth? Because Elijah sure was, So these other camps that's coming out with this information, really them in particular right now, it just shows how narcissistic they are and selfish, whether they're agents or not. At the end of the day, they're all about self and what their establishment is. You can tell how Tazariak carries about and says certain things like, they're not on my radar, like you're above somebody, man. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's on our radar, because it's all about truth. It ain't like about, you ain't. If you sitting there saying something that's blasphemous and wicked, you on the radar, man. Nobody's it says it skips my mind right now. But basically, be not ignorant over much, and not focus on little things, but get into it. You know what I'm saying? A small matter. So we're supposed to be people, men of the Lord, who are into any aspect that's applicable to the prophecies and the will of the Most High. So we're not supposed to be negligent of that because we feel like we're on a certain level. That goes back to when the rich man speaketh, men hold their tongue. But when the poor man says something, nobody, say anything or give an ear. And they're constantly putting out an energy that shows that these men, these leaders of those particular groups are off. That's what they're projecting. They're letting people know. And so the people within that, within those entities and those establishments, if you don't come up out of that, then you're gonna be held guilty, because there's account after account showing you that these guys are not doing the will of the Most High in sincerity and in truth. They're doing it for their own pleasures, man. They're doing it to be seen of men. Okay? To sit there and say John the Baptist not in the gospel, what is okay, now what? You know what I'm saying? What's the result of that? Again, it's gonna make you question the book of John. And then from then it's gonna make you question any book in the Bible. You know what I'm saying? You're supposed to increase the faith. You're supposed to say, let everything be done unto edifying. You know what I'm saying? For the record, once again, John the Baptist is a man of the Lord, and the words that he said are given by divine inspiration of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. To say that whether he was a part of Yahushua's camp or not does not matter. There were men out there healing in the name of Yahushua that wasn't a part of the camp, which is a biblical record, and Yahushua said, let them be alone, man. You know, like they're doing a will. Like, what's the point? That's it. That's cold cut conversation ended. This shouldn't even be a long conversation or even deserve this amount of lessons or attention, but it does because you guys are out there disrespecting one of our forefathers, man, that put in work more than any of you niggas would have, man. All right? That respects Yahushua, that respects the gospel, and did everything for truth and sincerity. You know? So I just wanted to put that out there, man. It's irritating that they came out with this. It's wicked as hell. You know what I'm saying? And it's irritating that people actually listen to this and let this bypass like this is some cool ass shit that they're doing, and nobody should pay any mind to it, man. All right? Anybody that follows these people outside of that and don't I pray that the Most High pulls the people that are sincere in the gospel outside of that and guides them. I don't care what group you get with. It's all about if the Lord guides you in a proper direction, which he should guide you into GMS because GMS is doing it right. Now, is it saying that every brother within GMS is right? No, because brothers get kicked out. You know, like the say on Paid in Full, niggas die every day, B. You know, so just because somebody falls out, but the structure, you know, is appropriate. You know what I'm saying? It ain't saying that people in other groups are wicked. It's just saying that as far as the structure and the way that the foundation is set up, that Yahweh Shem Yahushua is clearly dealing with GMS. You know, at the end of the day, I definitely pray for any brothers out there that are dealing with the dangers of being lost, that the Most High protects them and guides them in the right direction to achieve salvation, man. Because at the end of the day, that is the goal. Okay, that is the goal for us to wake up Israel. All right. So with that being said, I want to say call law to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Machar, Kodash. I want to say double honors to the apostles who are elders who rule well. I want to say blessed salutations to you brothers out there teaching and enduring truth, sincerity. Sincere, Abba, Thumb, Sequoiam. Shalom.